In this video, we're going to look at how to enter an expense as an end user using the desktop. So I'm already logged in as a user who has expenses. My menu has been restricted to just expenses. Yours might look a bit different depending on the settings and permissions you have been given as a company. So navigate to the menu, expenses and create new. And from here, most of the information will have already been populated for you. You just need to choose the date that you're submitting this expense for. And then down the bottom, to add an expense item, click on this button here. Again, select the date that the expense line is for, what type of expense it is. We are working with a personal claim here. You may have company cards as a company. For those claims, speak to your WAP administrator. Say whether there's a receipt attached and how much this claim is for. Most of this information will be pre-populated, and depending on your permissions will depend on whether you can change any of it or not. Pop in a bit of detail about what the expense is for, and if there is an attachment, navigate over to the Attachments tab and find your file. Once you're happy with the line, just come down and save the expense line. So now we can see the line has been added, it's got an attachment, and you can either add a new item or just save and close that item. I'm going to add one more item. And save my line. They're the only two lines I want to add, so I'm going to save and close that. And this shows me my expense. It's now ready for submission, or if I wanted to add any other mileage, then I could do that as well. We'll cover mileage in a separate video. If you realise you've made a mistake, you've got your options to edit. In order for the expense to pick up an approval route, you will need to click on Save and Submit. If you just want to start building your expense and submit it later, then saving it only will not submit it, but will allow you to come back to it later on. Closing the expense will close it without saving any changes. So I want to submit my expense, so I'm going to save and submit, and that's my expense submitted. Across the top are some additional tabs. Approval history will show as the order progresses, as will any audit history on that particular expense. If you don't want to add any more expenses, just close out of the screen you're in, and you will find your expense in your existing expenses. Hovering over the little eye on the flags will show you who your lines are waiting for, and you will also receive a notification on your home page to say that items have been sent to somebody else for approval. And that is how you submit your expenses.